Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the obituary of Her Royal Highness Prince Philip of Edinburgh. Here is his story. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, won widespread respect for his steadfast and constant support of the Queen. It was a desperately difficult role for anyone, let alone a man who had been used to naval command and who held strong views on a wide range of objects. Yet it was that very strength of a character that enabled him to discharge his responsibility so effectively and provide such wholehearted support to his wife in her role as queen. As male consort to a female sovereign, Prince Philip had no constitutional position, but no one was closer to the monarchy or for of a greater importance to the monarch than he was. Prince Philip of Greece was born on June 10, 1921, on the island of Corfu. His birth certificate shows the date as 28 May 1921, as Greece had not then adopted the Gregorian calendar. His father was Prince Andrew of Greece, a younger son of King George I of the Hellenes. His mother, Princess Alice Battenberg, was the eldest child of Prince Louis of Battenberg, a sister of Earl Mountbatten of Burma. After coup d'etat in 1922, his father was banished from Greece by a revolutionary court. A British warship sent by his second cousin, King George V, took the family to Italy. Baby Philip spent much of the voyage in a crib made from an orange box. He was the youngest child, the only boy in a family of sisters, and his early childhood was spent in a loving atmosphere. The prince began his education in France, but at the age of 7 came to live with his Mountbatten relatives in England, where he attended a prep school in Surrey. By this time, his mother had been diagnosed with schizophrenia and been placed in an asylum. The young prince would have little contact with her. In 1933, he was sent to schools called Salem in southern Germany, which was run by educational pioneer Kurt Hahn. But within months, Hahn, who was Jewish, was forced to flee Nazi persecution. Seafaring tradition. Hahn moved to Scotland where he founded Gordonstown School, to which the prince transferred after only 2 terms in Germany. Gordonstown's Spartan regime, with its emphasis on self-reliance, was the ideal environment for a teenage boy who, separated from his parents, felt very much on his own. With war looming, Prince Philip decided on a military career. He wanted to join the Royal Air Force, but his mother's family had a seafaring tradition and he became a cadet at the Britannia Royal Naval College, Dartmouth. While there, he was delegated to escort the 2 young princesses, Elizabeth and Margaret, while King George VI and Queen Elizabeth toured the college. According to witnesses, Prince Philip showed off a great deal, but the meeting made a deep impression of the 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth. Philip quickly proved himself an outstanding prospect, passing out at the top of his class in January 1940 and see military action for the first time in the Indian Ocean. He transferred to the battleship HMS Valiant in the Mediterranean Fleet, where he was mentioned in dispatches for his part in the Battle of Cape Matapan in 1941. As the officer in charge of a ship's sea searchlight, he played a crucial role in this decisive night action. I found another ship, and it lit up the middle part of it, whereupon it practically disappeared instantly under a salvo of a 15-inch shell at point blank range, he told BBC Radio in 2014. By October 1942, he was one of the youngest first lieutenants in the Royal Navy serving on board the destroyer HMS Wallace. Engagement. Throughout this period, he and the young Princess Elizabeth had been exchanging letters, and he was invited to stay with the royal family in a number of occasions. It was after one of these visits of Christmas 1943 that Elizabeth placed a photograph of Philip in a naval uniform on her dressing table. Their relationship developed in peacetime, although there was opposition to it from some courtiers, one of whom described Prince Philip as rough and ill-mannered. But the young princess was very much in love, and in the summer of 1946, a suitor asked the king for his daughters and in marriage. However, before an engagement could be announced, the prince needed a new nationality and family name. He renounced his Greek title, became a British citizen, and took his mother's anglicized name, Mountbatten. The day before the marriage ceremony, King George VI bestowed the title of His Royal Highness on Philip, and on the morning of the wedding day, he was created Duke of Edinburgh, Earl of Marionette, and Baron Greenwich. The wedding took place in Westminster Abbey on November 1947. It was, as Winston Churchill put it, a flash of colour in a grey post-war Britain. And this is the first part of this story.